Hi everyone, welcome to the Raven Oracle. My name is Monique, if you're here for the first time. And if you've watched my content before, welcome. If you've been here before and you haven't subscribed yet, please can I ask you just to smash that subscribe button. And also don't forget to like the video. I get recommended a lot more on YouTube the more people like my videos, so I'd really appreciate it, guys. Thanks so much. All right, so this is a timeless reading. Whenever you pick this up on your feed, you were looking for a quick tarot reading and you enjoyed the heading and it drew you to me, then let's just have a look and see what Spirit has for you, because it could just be that Spirit wants to chat to you about something. And usually my timeless readings, I draw one card and then I let Spirit do all the work. Okay, so your card for this timeless reading is the Queen of Pentacles. Queens, especially what I find in the tarot deck, yes, they understand their authority, they understand who they are, they're very self-assured in themselves, but they're very, very connected to their intuition. So whether they're holding the cup or whether they're holding the pentacles, both the cup and the pentacles card, they're looking at the elements. So they're in deep contemplation. So she's looking at this pentacle, and remember that the pentacles, you know, you speaking about earth energy, you're speaking about being grounded. It is your material possessions, it is your material world, it represents that. Everything in your life that you can touch and feel like and see with your senses. But she's in deep contemplation, so she's gazing, as it were, upon her kingdom. She's surveying everything that she has created. But she's a very grounded queen, but she's also very connected to her intuition. So she's also spiritual. She's aware that in order for her external world to flourish, and you can see in the card it certainly is. Look at all this beautiful, you know, the growth in the trees and the nature. And, you know, her material world is flourishing. Excuse me. She's aware that she needs to stay connected to her spirit in order for it to continue to grow and flourish. Sometimes when we attain something and we achieve something, we tend to want to stop there, or we tend to say, well, this is enough, I have everything that I've ever wanted. But that's not how life works. Life and the universe wants you to continue to grow and expand and get more and attain more and learn more and achieve more. And there's nothing greedy about that. There's nothing selfish about that either. Because you are like, you know, I'm talking about the energy, because you are the king and queen of your life, the boss, the number one in your life, you are naturally meant to be expanding your life and having new experiences and growing and being free and freeing yourself and being in a situation where you lack for nothing. And kings and queens don't lack for anything. They don't. You know, they have everything. That people bring them things. They grow. They expand. They spread out their kingdom. They try and, you know, back in the day, you know, they used to conquer more lands to become wealthier, to help their people grow as well, to expand their nation. You know, it's kind of like a natural process for a human being to want to have more and you know, not to regress, which a king and queen will never do, by the way. You know, it is a natural process for human beings to learn more, gain more. It's all about gaining and learning as human beings. So, you know, whether it is knowledge that you want to gain, whether it is your wealth that you want to improve, your situation that you want to improve, getting a better job, getting a family, getting married, having kids, expanding. That is your natural state of being. It is also your birthright to have infinite resources available to you. And there's nothing wrong with that. But the queens are very, very or monarchs, I actually said this in a reading a while ago. Let's just use the English example in England. The church is a major part, was a major part. I don't know how strong it is nowadays, but I think it is still, because there's still like the archbishop crowns a new king and queen, so the church is very much involved. But spirituality was very important to a king and queen, and it was very much part of their relationship with their people, but also their relationship with God. God was had to be center of their lives, and they had spiritual advisors as well. So they understood that they had to have that balance between their spiritual connection with God and so that they had wisdom. So most of the time, their morals and their the rules that they made, the way that they ruled their kingdom, was beneficial to their subjects. But they were constantly expanding. But the church played a major role in everything, in all the decisions that they made. And they understood that, and it was beneficial, especially if they had spiritual advisors that helped them make very, very important decisions. And it's very much like that with us. So I'm thinking of the Hierophant card, because the Hierophant, when you look at the card, is very, he's like the king of spirituality, like the Pope would be. And he's like the king of spirituality, so he rules the spiritual aspects. So he's the king of the spiritual aspects. As a human being, you are both things. You are both those things. You are a physical human that has to expand your material world, but you're also a spiritual being that has to expand their spiritual world, so that there's harmony between both. One isn't outweighing the other. One isn't outbalancing the other. Because when there's imbalance in your life in any shape or form, life doesn't flow smoothly. It doesn't, it doesn't, there's certain areas in your life that don't grow as much as you want them to. Things start dying off. Things start not turning out the way that you wanted to turn out. Maybe relationships start floundering, and then they fizzle out because there's no balance in a relationship. The same is with a king and queen. So what I feel Spirit is getting at is that it's important for you to, while you're expanding your material world, your external world, you are also expanding your internal world, so that the abundance of both is going to lead to greater glory, as it were, and flow and healing and restoration and abundance and again, I get restoration quite a lot. It's almost like when you are in harmony and balance with both aspects of yourself, which are as important as each other, then everything continues to grow. Okay, but if you don't pay enough attention to one, it will start dying out. It's like a plant. If you don't keep the balance between the soil and the water with a plant, then it's going to die. So you like that. So imagine yourself as this flower. You've got to water the spiritual side, and then you've got to give it sunlight and feed it, and which is the material side, so that it can live and survive and thrive. And I kind of see us as beings that are like these flowers that need that perfect balance. So the message that I've got for you, after all that nattering that I've just done, is it's important to have balance in order for everything in your life to grow and expand. And the resources are available to you for that. Whether they are spiritual or whether they're physical, the universe is there with you. Your angel spirits and guides are there with you. So pay attention to your intuition. Spend time in meditation. Make sure that you are growing both aspects of yourself equally, so that you are not neglecting one or the other. Okay, I'm going to leave it there, guys. I hope that was helpful in just maybe making you aware of certain areas in your life that you could be neglecting. And just remember that your natural state of being is growth. Your natural state of being is gaining, everything about gaining. you know, knowledge, wisdom, material possessions, you know, things like that, okay? But remember, there's got to be a balance. So don't overbalance one, you know, only focus on that, the material gain, and then you neglect your spiritual side. Okay, right. Final word from Spirit. Legends. Learn from those who inspire you. So it could be that you have a mentor that you look up to, and you can see in their lives, well, geez, I mean, that just looks like they've got everything together. They're wonderful people. They've got beautiful, kind hearts. But look as well how wealthy they are. They've got everything they desire. They've got a beautiful family, cars, beautiful home, but they're wonderful, beautiful people. Can you see how the balance comes in there? So it could be that someone you see, someone you hold in high regard, okay, so even though you're a king and queen and you are number one and the boss, you are going to resonate with other people that are also hold themselves to that high esteem. Okay, and I would encourage you to seek out those people. Even if you feel right now that you are not like this, you're not like a king or queen who's like has everything, that you aspire to be like those people that you see as the ultimate example of everything that you want and the kind of person that you want to be. All right, without losing yourself, just very important. So I'm just going to throw that in there. Careful you don't lose yourself in the process. You don't want to become them. You want to be you, but you want to have everything the way that you see their lives. You want that for yourself. All right, but always remain the individual, hey? Don't forget. Okay, I'm just going to put that there. Right, thank you so much for joining me. Like, share, comment, subscribe if you haven't yet, and I always love hearing from you. So don't forget to like, please, as I said in the beginning, because it just helps YouTube recommend me as well to a lot more people. I would be so appreciative. And guys, I will see you at your next reading. Catch your weekly reading. It should be up here now for the week that you find this reading on. Okay, you might enjoy my content. So go and check out your weekly reading. I'll see you next time.